Okay, I'm going to take this 1 1/8 inch blade and drill a hole in the side of this bucket, right about this line area, right in the middle of the opposite handles actually. Now we're going to get this bulkhead adapter, attach that, and that allows us to have a drain control pipe on the side of the bucket. Get it started a little bit, smack it in there. I'll put the washer on the inside to keep it from leaking. Come on, little guy. Tighten it down. There we go. Nice little threaded hole. Control the water. Next we're going to add a PVC elbow, an extender, a riser. You don't need any dope tape. And then I'm going to get a piece of brass wool and just ball it up and put it in the end. This just keeps critters like mosquitoes from going down inside the pipe. So put that in here. It's just a little safety. And then I'm going to attach this here. So what happens in the wicking bucket, when it fills up with water, if it goes to here, it'll start overflowing. If I don't want that much water, which I won't, I'll just turn this sideways, and now the water can only fill to here. If I turn it horizontal, the water will stay down here. So this gives me way to determine how much water I want. When I fill it up first, I'll fill it up high till the dirt is saturated. I also have inside the little opposite end of the bulkhead adapter, I'll put some brass wool in there to keep it from filling up with dirt. What I could do also is get a piece of PVC and put holes in it and extend that across. I don't see any benefit in doing it, but it may have less impact of it filling up with dirt. But I just get this brass wool in here. That seems to work pretty well. Now, I've got these gallon buckets I'm going to put in here. I actually like the bigger ones because there's less to use. Put those in here. Fill this bucket up. I think I measured it, all large ones in 1/2 gallon. That's a pretty good fit. The dirt has room to go around them, go down to the bottom to get the water to wick up. But it leaves a lot of room for air to come through the dirt. And now we need a way to fill the bucket. So, got this PVC riser. Let's put that in there. You can glue them if you want, but there's no pressure for them to come apart. I have glued them. And I tried to get it to come up right at the same side as the control valve, so that I don't have to reach on both sides of the bucket. And that'll just lay in there like that. So I have a smaller funnel, but when I'm outside, put the funnel in there, put my garden hose in there, or my rain barrel water in there, and it'll fill up on the bottom side. Rise up. So now I'm going to put some holes, one on the top, and one on the bottom, for the water and air to come in and out. By the way, these wicking buckets, they really minimize the amount of dirt you need. If you're prone to allergies like I am lately, you can grow a lot of food in a small area without having to tromp through the dirt all the time. There we go. So that's the basic mechanics of it. Next step is fill it with dirt and water, determine what the plan is and what the covering layer may be. Okay, so now we're going to put some dirt in. Some people will put rocks and stuff at the bottom, but that just makes the bucket really heavy and almost impossible to move. And eventually the dirt's going to get down into the rocks anyway. And some people put a layer, and again the dirt goes down. What I've been using, I haven't seen the need to do that, so I make sure I get some dirt down in that middle. And that's where the wicking will start, primarily through the middle part. There we go. And you know, those plants, most of the garden plants I have, they're only going to have a root ball that big to that big. So you don't need a lot of dirt anyway, as long as it's healthy dirt. This will settle a little more, so I'll put a little more in top. Okay, now I'm going to plant some plants. First thing I like to do, plant some tomatoes anyway. I always put some Epsom salts in the bottom, whether it's tomatoes or peppers. They like Epsom salt. Magnesium sulfate. Water in a little bit. I haven't filled this with water, but we did get some rain last night. Cover that over. A tomato plant. Pull up some of the stems and bury this thing deeper. Okay, here you have wicking bucket for tomatoes. And I'll show you what we do. The top layer in a second, and what we do for the trellis. So we have a choice on the top layer. We can put some mulch, and that's just to keep the soil at a good temperature. We're not going to have a lot of weeds, except when it's rained there's no water going on the top, the water's coming from the bottom. Also made some of these landscape fabric jobbers just to lay in here to keep any kind of splashing down. It may happen, and weight that down however you want to. I made these new this year. I haven't tried them yet, but anything to keep the fungus and bugs away works well. And overall, I've gotten rid of the 900 square foot raised garden because of the dust, and just don't need that much dirt to make 4 smaller ones with a lot of containers. I'll talk about the potato containers later, but here's some of the finished products that have been growing for about a month now. Is a sweet pepper. Haven't put a top covering in there, but there's my little funnel, and I need to water it. Let's put the funnel in there, pour some water in there, or I have a little PVC hose connection that fits right in there. I don't need the funnel, but I've been collecting rainwater, and it's easy to pour in there with the funnel. There's a little tomato plant. I think it's a beefsteak. Very hardy looking. Nice dark green. Got some diatomaceous earth case. And in this case, I put the trellis landscape wire, or whatever it's called, on the outside. And I will tie them to these little posts here with a tie wrap. And it keeps them pretty stable. When the wind blows, that tomato plant can look like a sail, but there's enough dirt in the bottom to keep it from tipping. This one I have, I think that's a mammoth jalapeno in the middle. And I surround it right here. And I surrounded it by green bean plants. So the green beans aren't going to get much higher. They're not vining their bush. So that bell pepper will come up 2 or 3 feet. I put some more in here in this tomato, beefsteak tomato. With some, you see a little weeds down there? That's sort of leftover. So I will compost it after everything starts coming up. You see the beans growing around it. So those finished products, I have them all about 45-degree angle to hold water up to about here. And the roots are up here, so I can push it down more if I think it's too much. It's a good way to check when I need water if nothing comes out. Yeah, they're drying up. They're still relatively new. All good. So I plan on having 8 of these pots this year, and I have the older pot styles for potatoes that are not wicking, they're just buckets. Got a little layer of mulch, little diatomaceous earth to keep the critters from walking in there. Made another one over here. Haven't put the trellis on it, a beefsteak. Nice little mulch layer. I mulched all these in for covering. So they're all going to rock and roll. Little pepper starting already in there. Things to stay busy with.